Here you are at Honeydew Donuts here on West Main Street in Norton. Opened its doors in July of 1980. And 45 years later, it's still around as before that, there was a restaurant called McShane's Family Restaurant back in 1980 in July. Back in March of 1980, and then it became Honeydew Donuts until July 1980. And 45 years ago on Friday, on July 25th, 1980, at that night, Honeydew had its grand opening with owner Richard Bowen and select board member Paul Witch in attendance, along with New England Patriots cheerleaders. And it was a little booth and little counters back in the 80s. Then, back in 1989, it was down into a 50s style diner. Remember the booths that were this high, and they used to have lunch back in the day, and then it was renovated back in 2000. And the first store was back in Mansfield in June 1973, and this was the second store of the Honeydew franchise, and it opened in 1980. So that Mayor of Norton would like to wish the Honeydew Donuts a happy 45th anniversary in this town of Norton. That's right. And right there is a Cumberland Farms in Norton, and before that, it used to be the old Bay Bank, which opened its doors back in 1975 as United National Bank, and then it became Bay Bank, and then Fleet, and then Bank of America, and it got torn down to make a room for Cumberland Farms. But back in June of 1984, there were plans to build in a similar style of Cumberland Farms gas station right next to Honeydew Donuts, and land owned by Joe Fernandez, but it got disapproved. Yep. There's the Norton House of Pizza. Been around since 1973. And there's the Bagels and Cream, but it was Sportsway Cafe. And also, back in the 1980s, Trixie's Pub was there back in the 80s. A tour of what Norton looked like back in the 70s and 80s. Yep. Just old-time machine. And there's the old Norton Senior Center, built in 1984 and abandoned in 2004. Before that, that was the Central Fire Station at the town of Norton. But for that, that used to be the Central Fire Station. And today at the Attleboro Public Library, I was doing some research, and I found an old photograph of the Norton Fire Station back in 1978, Ed. Back in 1978, there was this fire station, and then the Bearsville, the Charlie, and the Winnicott, Ed. Back in August 1978, the Norton Fire Department opened its current location at East Main Street, right next to the Norton Town Hall.